Welcome to TradeTheMBI.com. This is John's report. It's for the 2nd of December, and well, we're just continuing to do exactly what the indicator reads. We've been in cyan under red, which has indicated a nice up move. We've got a small dip here below the cyan from steel going above, and then we also got the rising orange at the same time, which we suggested would be the time to fill back into ABN yellow. And we can go ahead and put those values up because it's been a continual rise now up to the 31, well, 38, 39 range here. So it's been continuing to improve. And all we did was just fade back into that. And that was part of that holiday push that came up. We still have positive extremes. The ones from right over here got filled back right there. And then the new one that started right here, which is a low of 31.16, still remains open. So we'll have those to play with. I think the 50K, the Momo trade from the Opus T, it took that gain. What was that entry from 31.19 and sold at 31.41. So perfect there. Likewise with the daily trades, the Starhawks reached their targets, sold out before too. So everything's just keeps pushing towards equity highs and following along the script of well, the bullish market in general. So no real shocks. I think that we're still typically following some of the interim situations like oil. We take a look at the gold and that, and for good reason, because both euro stabilization or continued weakness in the euro is problematic for U.S. You want to see some kind of improvement for Europe, since the amount of trade that the U.S. does with the European partners, and that is, it's important. But in this particular case, we're at a, I think, fine point here, as long as we don't get a cascade lower with the euro. It's still in weakness pattern at this particular point, but kind of stabilized after dipping below the red line, only just happened to do it again, which means the instability with what will happen with the elections. So, and once that's more clarified, I think we might see a significant rally as that approaches, particularly if it seems consistent with the conservatives winning, and that means that the no Brit exit stays pretty much on track, which would be what most in the EU want. Stable. Even though they're not part of it, they'll still be part of it for the next 17 years until they can get universal agreement to join back in, I guess. USO oil took a plummet on a variety of different newses, but again, that's something to watch from a build standpoint, because our concern is any free fall in oil is an indication that there is real economic stress out there, and that would be problematic. We would start to see some strength in gold if that really is a prophetic kind of situation. We've had a nice filling back of the lows that came off of this dip. We need not to expect much from that previous pop. Now we have a benchmark to get above that negative 13.5 with the red DSC in order to see any continuation there. And from an intraday standpoint, it was because we had the, from before, the pre-holiday bump. Let's go back to it right here. That started, and it pushed up with a positive string, took place right in here, and just kind of kept moving. And then boom, they just cleared all the stops within 1 bar and just took it all the way back down to the same algo level that we had from before. So no real shock with that one. So right around that 31.44 was the sort of pivot point, and then we just ended up with a couple of reversal points as we would go along, and it just sort of went back and forth, still ebbing to the bottom side of it, and it looks to be that someone's acquiring within an average weighted price tag, so they're picking up when they can get slightly below and having to pay a little bit when they get above it, but not really trying to push it just yet. And we're at the bottom side of that, a little too far there. So hovering there, we just had the cyan cross above, but you don't have steel below yet, and you've had rising reds. We'll see if there's another dip and turnaround pop that will take it back over that. But that makes it again easy. 31.44 3/4. You can be short below it, and obviously on rising DOC red in that above to the long side. The 50K and that don't have any trades, so from that standpoint, kind of neutral as far as that goes, so more of an independent play. Indicators will be out later Sunday, so you'll be able to take advantage of those, and we'll just begin the year-end push to another really fantastic year from NBI standpoint. We've been just on fire in some of the programs, so terrific stuff. Look forward to seeing all of you at the start of December, and hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving holiday. Talk again later.